So now let's see what are the properties of these hormones. Hormones की properties क्या क्या होती है? Hormones are defined as chemical substances secreted into the body by a cell or a group of cell and exerts a physiological control effect on other cells of the body. तो एक सेल या ग्रुप ऑफ सेल से हार्मोन सिक्रीट होते हैं और किसी और सेल के ऊपर वो एक्ट करते हैं एंड विल have an effect on that other cell. That other cell and that organ is called as a target organ. So it is secreted by a cell or a group of cells, acts on other cells of the body, and those are called target organs. Who will carry them? They're carried by blood vessels. So blood vessels will carry the hormones and act on a target cell. These are chemical messengers which carry a specific information. Every hormone has a specific function to perform. What are the properties of these hormones? Hormones are chemical regulators produced by ductless glands called endocrine glands. These are released in the bloodstream directly. They are required in very small quantities. And once their function is over, they are catabolized and excreted out of the body. एंजाइम हमारे बॉडी में कंटिन्यूसली एक्ट करते रहते हैं. हार्मोन एक बार टारगेट ऑर्गन को स्टिमुलेट करता है, इट गेट्स इमीडिएटली ब्रोकन डाउन एंड इज कैटाबोलाइज्ड एंड इज रिलीज्ड आउट ऑफ द बॉडी. Hormones are short living, enzymes are long living. Hormones are highly specific in their target and their action. Although they reach all organs because of blood, they act on a specific organ called target organ because of specific receptors on them. तो किसी भी हार्मोन का एक्शन एक पर्टिकुलर सेल पे होता है, से लिवर, और लिवर के ऊपर एक हार्मोन एक्ट, और विल डू इट किडनी, किडनी के ऊपर ये है नेफ्रॉन, और नेफ्रॉन के ऊपर ये है, यू हैव जस्ट डन इट, नेफ्रॉन के ऊपर ये है डिस्टल कॉन्वोल्यूटेड ट्यूब्यूल, and ADH given by your pituitary gland will act on distal convoluted tubule and help in the reabsorption of water, because DCT has on them cells with specific receptors. So there are specific receptors on which the target organs will act. So hormones are specific because of receptors. Hormones are chemically proteins, glycoproteins, steroids, or amines. Now, most hormones are chemically proteins. What are proteins? Arif sir has just taught you a protein is a permutation and combination of 20 types of amino acids which are joined by peptide bonds. तो पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड्स का अमाइनो एसिड का एक लंबा सा चेन होता है, and that is a long chain of permutation combination of 20 types of amino acid. Such hormones are called as proteins. So most hormones in our body are proteins. Some of them are glycoproteins. So along with protein, they also have glycogen attached to them. So carbohydrate plus protein, which are called as glycoprotein. So some hormones are only proteins, some are glycogen plus protein, which are called glycoproteins. Some hormones are steroids. In other words, they are fat derivatives. They are cholesterol derivatives. Cholesterol derivatives, they are fat derivatives. And some hormones are amines. Amines means they are also made of amino acid, but only one amino acid. एक ही टाइप का अमाइनो एसिड होता है, only one amino acid. If you remember, a protein is a chain of amino acid which is made up of permutation combination of 20 types of amino acid. तो अगर 20 types of amino acids है, then that hormone is called as a protein. And most hormones are proteins. But if it is made up only one amino acid, then that is called as an amine. For example, एक example ले लेते हैं, thyroxine. Thyroxine is made up of only one amino acid. If you have heard of it, Arif sir has taught you tyrosine. Tyrosine नाम का amino acid होता है. So thyroxine is made up of tyrosine, 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 tyrosine. All amino acids are only tyrosine. So it is made of only one amino acid, which is called as an amine. Such hormones are called as amines. So if they are permutation combination of 20 amino acids, what are they called? Proteins. If they are of only one amino acid, what are they called as? Amines. And hormones have a slow and prolonged effect on the target organs. Hormones are slow acting except for adrenaline, which is quick acting. Adrenaline, you remember, is your flight, fright, fight. फटाफट करेगा. So adrenaline is a fast acting hormone. All other hormones are slow acting. Adrenaline is a fast acting one. And hormones have a low molecular weight, hence easily diffuse from one cell to the other. Hormones easily एक सेल से दूसरे सेल में जा सकते हैं क्योंकि बहुत हल्के हल्के होते हैं. And hormones are bound to specific carrier proteins which while being transported in the blood. तो हार्मोन अपने आप से पास नहीं हो सकता है. It is always attached to a carrier protein. In other words, what kind of diffusion it is? A facilitated diffusion. So hormones always have a facilitated diffusion. They always move with carrier proteins. And the chemical composition of hormones in different species of animals is the same. तो हार्मोन एक एनिमल से दूसरे एनिमल में सेम होता है. Unlike other body parts which are different. So sir, समझो you get a heart attack and you need a cardiac transplant. Can you be given another animal's, say a chimpanzee or a gorilla's heart into a human? No, that heart will be recognized as foreign and your WBCs will attack it, and that is called antigen. तो आपका heart antigen बन जाएगा and your WBCs will attack the foreign body or the antigen and the heart will get rejected. Heart, दूसरे body organs एक animal से एक species से दूसरे species में नहीं डाल सकते हैं. But because chemical composition of hormones in different species is the same, hormones of one species can be given to another species. Hormones are non-antigenic. So hormones, foreign body, antigen नहीं बनते हैं. They are non-antigenic. They are non-foreign. Any example for that? You all have heard of it. इंसुलिन. अगर किसी को डायबिटीज है तो उनको इंसुलिन फ्रॉम पिग्स एंड कैटल इज गिवन टू ह्यूमंस हु आर डायबिटिक. तो एक पिग या कैटल उनको स्लॉटर किया जाता है उनके मीट के लिए, लेकिन उनके पैंक्रियाज में से, बीटा सेल में से इंसुलिन निकाल के it can be given to another person because hormones of pigs, cattle, humans are chemically the same and hormones of one species can be accepted by another species. That means hormones are not foreign, hormones are non-antigenic. Hormones non-antigenic होते हैं. चलिए, so these are the general properties of hormones. Now we go into a beautiful gland today. We start today with the thyroid gland. Excellent concept. Today we understand the structure of the thyroid gland. Your thyroid gland is situated in your neck region. ये है thyroid cartilage. As a matter of fact, when we touch our Adam's apple, हम लोग जब Adam's apple को touch करते हैं, we are touching the thyroid cartilage. और thyroid cartilage के just नीचे होता है thyroid gland, surrounding the trachea. तो ये विंड पाइप है. विंड पाइप ट्रैकिया के दोनों साइड में होता है. थायराइड ग्लैंड जस्ट बिलो द थायराइड कार्टिलेज और योर एडम्स एप्पल. So what exactly is the positioning? The thyroid gland is situated in the ventral side of the neck. Dorsal side, ventral side. At the base of the larynx, voice box के नीचे, ventrolateral to the trachea, surrounding the second to fourth tracheal cartilages. Which tracheal cartilages? Second to fourth. Vishal sir had taught you we have about 14 to 16 tracheal cartilages surrounding your trachea or windpipe. From the second to the fourth tracheal cartilages is the thyroid gland on either side of the trachea. Trachea के दोनों side होता है thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is the largest endocrine gland in the human body. जरूर याद रखना. Which is the largest gland in the human body? Liver, 1.5 kgs. But it has a duct and it is a exocrine gland. Which is the largest endocrine gland in the human body? The thyroid gland is the largest endocrine gland in the human body. Thyroid is derived from endoderm. Thyroid endoderm का होता है and has a weight of around 20 to 25 grams, about 5 centimeters in length and 3 centimeters in width. So it is the largest endocrine gland having a derivation from endoderm, weight of around 20 to 25 grams, 5 centimeters in length and 3 centimeters in width. And what is the thyroid gland shape? It is an H shape or a butterfly shaped gland made of two lobes. Two lobes, the left and the right lateral lobes. So ये दो lobes होते हैं. We have the left lateral lobe and we have the right lateral lobe. And both lobes have a reddish brown color. They are reddish brown, highly vascularized. उनमें बहुत सारी blood vessels होती है. बहुत blood vessels होती है. If you remember, hormones are always released directly into blood. So all endocrine glands have a reddish color because उनमें बहुत सारी blood vessels होती है. Thyroid gland is also reddish brown in color because of lot of blood vessels. And both the lobes of thyroid gland, reddish brown in color, are having in between them, reddish brown in color, have in between them a white fibrous connective tissue which is called as the isthmus. Isthmus is made up of white fibrous connective tissue. तो ये white color का होता है, whitish in color. because it is made up of white fibrous connective tissue. Vishal sir has taught you this. What are connective tissues having in them? Areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue. Similarly, fibrous connective tissue, you may have white fibrous connective tissue made up of collagen. White fibrous connective tissue made up of collagen, and lobes are reddish brown in color, but the isthmus is whitish in color because of white fibrous connective tissue. And the thyroid gland is having an increase in size as per age, sex, and diet. So, according to age, sex, and diet, it will increase. Particularly, it increases in size during pregnancy. During pregnancy, do you remember the amount of thyroxine requirement will increase? And we have talked about it in pregnancy. Thyroxine level बढ़ जाएगा and blood levels of thyroxine will increase. If you remember, thyroxine, cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, सबका level बढ़ता है pregnancy में. So size of the thyroid gland will increase. So that is the external structure. What about the internal structure or the histology? Sir, thyroid gland on a cut section shows that it is having an outer fibrous covering which is called as the capsule. तो जैसे लिवर के बाजू में ग्लिसन्स कैप्सूल होता है, टेस्टिस के बाजू में कैप्सूल होता है ट्यूनिका अल्ब्यूजिनिया. Similarly, thyroid gland also has a white fibrous connective tissue capsule, and capsule sends in many finger-like projections, septa, and septa divides interior into compartments which are called as lobules. So thyroid gland में lobules होते हैं. If you remember, liver also had in them lots of lobules called hepatic lobules. Similarly, thyroid gland also has a lot of lobules called thyroid lobules. So once again, ये है thyroid gland. What is the outermost covering of the thyroid gland called as capsule? The capsule gives in finger-like projections which are called as septa. Septa also called as trabeculae. Septa are also called as trabeculae. So ये है septa, also called as trabeculae. And septa or trabeculae are inside, and each septum forms compartments which are called as lobules. Compartments बन जाते हैं called lobules, and each lobule has in it rounded structures which are called as follicles. ये round structures होते हैं called as follicles. तो follicle नाम के structure होते हैं. The thyroid gland has a total of about 3 million follicles. इतने सारे follicles thyroid gland में होते हैं. The follicles have in between them connective tissue. Follicle के बीच में भी connective tissue होता है. That connective tissue is called as the stroma. If you remember, ovary had in it connective tissue called stroma. Similarly, thyroid gland also has connective tissue called stroma. And stroma has in it isolated patches of cells which are called as parafollicular cells. Isolated patches of cells called parafollicular cell. नाम से मालूम पड़ रहा है ये है फॉलिकल, ये है फॉलिकल, ये है फॉलिकल. तो ये फॉलिकल के साथ वाले सेल्स है What are these cells rightly called as? Parafollicular cells. So these cells are called as parafollicular cells. Parafollicular cells secrete the hormone called as thyrocalcitonin. Parafollicular cells secrete the hormone called as thyrocalcitonin, which we remember controls your blood calcium levels. So, which cells control blood calcium level? Parafollicular cells, by giving out thyrocalcitonin, controls your blood calcium levels. So that is done by thyrocalcitonin given by your parafollicular cells. And then we have the main logic, follicle. Follicles are made up of a single layer of cuboidal epithelial cells. Thyroid follicles are made up of a single layer of cuboidal epithelial cells. So cube shaped cells होते हैं. Each cuboidal cell has a distinct nucleus, abundant mitochondria. बहुत सारे माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया होते हैं and lots of Golgi bodies. Lots of Golgi bodies. सुना है Golgi bodies produce secretions. Golgi bodies में secretions होते हैं. And which secretions are these? Sir, these secretions are a protein. एक प्रोटीन बनता है called as thyroglobulin. So there is that protein called as thyroglobulin. तो यह है cuboidal cell, उसमें एक प्रोटीन बनता है called as thyroglobulin, which is made of a chain of tyrosine. Thyroglobulin tyrosine chain बनता है and cuboidal cell produces thyroglobulin, which enters inside the follicle and accumulates in the follicle to form a jelly-like substance, which is called as the colloid. तो colloid बनता है. And once again, ये है cuboidal cell. ये है cuboidal cell. Cuboidal cell has a distinct nucleus, abundant mitochondria, and lots of Golgi bodies. And Golgi bodies will produce a hormone, a protein. What is a protein called as? Thyroglobulin. And what is thyroglobulin made up of? A chain of tyrosine. So what is thyroglobulin made up of? Single amino acid. What are single amino acids called as? We just did it. They are called as amines. If they are a chain of amino acids, permutation, combination of 20 types, then they are called proteins. But 20 types नहीं है, एक ही type है, then what is such a chemical called as an amine? So thyroglobulin is an amine. Thyroglobulin एक amine होता है and thyroglobulin बनता है cuboidal cell में, enters into that jelly called as colloid. So colloid is made up of thyroglobulin. Colloid thyroglobulin से बना हुआ होता है. So what is this entire colloid made up of? It is made up of thyroglobulin. Thyroglobulin fills up that jelly called colloid. And colloid के अंदर thyroglobulin है, which is made up of tyrosine, 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 tyrosine. तो एक ही अमाइनो एसिड है called as tyrosine. तो एक ही अमाइनो एसिड है called as tyrosine. तो ये आपका क्यूबॉइडल एपिथेलियल सेल्स forming that protein called colloid. And one nice point, when the cuboidal cells become hyperactive, अगर वो hyperactive हो जाएंगे, they will become columnar. They will become columnar. Now, you tell me, in which condition will cuboidal cell become columnar? When cuboidal cells become hyperactive. Which condition? You have heard of it in school. There is hyperactivity. Hyperactivity is in a condition called as hyperthyroidism. hyperthyroidism में thyroid gland hyperactive हो जाएगा and all cuboidal cells become columnar. What will happen if cuboidal cells become columnar? Cuboidal cells columnar हो जाएंगे. That means the size of the follicle will increase. And as cuboidal cells become columnar, size of the follicle will increase. And if all the follicles increase in size, size of the lobule will increase. Size of lobule will increase. We remember there are 3 million follicles. And if 3 million follicles, if cuboidal cell become columnar, size of follicle will increase and size of lobule will increase. If size of all lobules will increase, size of thyroid gland will increase. And that is a condition called as goiter. And if you remember, in case of hyperthyroidism, there is exophthalmic goiter. Exophthalmic goiter, where person will have bulging of the eyeballs along with it goiter. करेंगे डिटेल में later. But goiter क्यों होता है? Because thyroid gland is hyperactive. And hyperactivity में क्या होगा? Cuboidal cells will become columnar. And what will happen if cuboidal cells become columnar? The size of the follicle will increase. Size of all follicles increase. Size of lobule will increase. If 3 million follicles increase, size of all lobules will increase and the size of the thyroid gland will increase. Beautiful logic. याद रखना ये. तो चलो, we have talked about the histology. What have parafollicular cells produced? Thyrocalcitonin. What have cuboidal cells produced? A protein called as thyroglobulin made up of a chain of tyrosine. So it is called as an amine. Now the question is, where is thyroxine? अरे मेन हार्मोन तो थायरॉक्सिन होता है. थायरॉक्सिन किधर है? Sir, thyroxine and another hormone we mentioned, T3, triiodothyronine, ये किधर है? Sir, ये जो jelly है called as colloid has in it the protein called thyroglobulin made of a chain of tyrosine. इसमें से ही बनेगा थायरॉक्सिन. लेकिन एक चीज ऐड करनी है यहां. Sir, what element is required for the production of thyroxine? Arey Baba, thyroxine, we all have heard of it, needs iodine. Iodine तो चाहिए ना. Iodine सुना है is required for production of thyroxine. तो समझो you eat iodine rich food. आपने iodine rich food खाया. Suppose you eat onion. Onion is rich in iodine. Or cabbage. Cabbage is rich in iodine. You eat fish. fish is rich in iodine. Or nowadays you eat Captain Cook namak, Tata salt. Suna hai salt everywhere is iodized nowadays. So iodine is added into salt and you eat that iodized salt or you eat onion. So sir, what will happen? आपके स्टमक से इंटेस्टाइन में से आयोडीन एब्जॉर्ब होगा, घूमते घूमते आयोडीन पूरे ब्लड में जाएगा, बट नोवेयर इन द बॉडी इज आयोडीन एब्जॉर्ब्ड. आयोडीन कहीं भी एब्जॉर्ब नहीं होता है पूरे बॉडी में, सिर्फ और सिर्फ थायराइड ग्लैंड आयोडीन को एब्जॉर्ब करता है. तो ये है ब्लड कैपिलरीज इन द थायराइड ग्लैंड, उसके अंदर है आयोडीन. एंड इफ यू रिमेंबर, these cuboidal cells are having a prominent nucleus, abundant mitochondria and Golgi bodies. Mitochondria, powerhouses of the cell, trap iodine. Mitochondria spend ATP and ATP traps the iodine and iodine trap हो जाता है. This is called active absorption. ये active absorption होता है. Active absorption takes place and this is also called as iodine pump. तो ऐसे iodine pumping कहते हैं. Iodine pumping is done and iodine pump की मदद से active absorption of iodine takes place. Active absorption of iodine takes place into the cuboidal cell. In the cuboidal cell, iodine is actively pumped. It undergoes oxidation to form iodide. It undergoes oxidation to form iodide. And iodides enter from the cuboidal cell into that jelly called colloid. तो colloid के अंदर iodide चला जाता है. So iodine gets oxidized to iodide and iodide enters the colloid. Now what will happen in the colloid? समझो ये है colloid and colloid is made up of thyroglobulin. Thyroglobulin is made up of a chain of tyrosines. तो ये है colloid and colloid के अंदर ये है colloid which is inside. This is colloid और ये है colloid और colloid के अंदर ये है thyroglobulin. Thyroglobulin. And what is thyroglobulin made up of? Thyroglobulin is an amine made up of only one amino acid, that is tyrosine. Is made of only one amino acid, which is tyrosine. So it is made up of only one amino acid, that is tyrosine. तो ये है tyrosine, 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 and सबके बीच में है peptide bond. Tyrosine is connected by peptide bond. What is that protein called as? Thyroglobulin. And what is it made up of? Tyrosine. And what is a protein? It's not a protein, rather. What is it called as? An amine. It is not a protein. Proteins, if you remember, are combinations of 20 types of amino acid. यहाँ एक ही amino acid है. So what is it called as? An amine. Now, once iodine enters the colloid as iodide, ये iodide आ गया. सर colloid के अंदर ये है tyrosine, 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 and iodide will go and get attached to tyrosine. तो ये है tyrosine और ये है आयोडाइड, and iodide attaches to tyrosine to form something called as monoiodotyrosine. 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 MIT. Monoiodotyrosine. MIT. MIT. And MIT बनता है. One more tyrosine and iodide attached to each other to form one more MIT, that is monoiodotyrosine. तो ऐसे मोनोआयोडोटायरोसिन बनते हैं. Sometimes two iodides attached to tyrosine. Two iodides attached to tyrosine to now form mono plus mono, that is a diiodotyrosine, which is a DIT. So a diiodotyrosine, which is a DIT. So you have monoiodotyrosines, which are MIT, or you have diiodotyrosine, which are DIT. So MITs and DITs are formed. MITs and DITs are formed. So what will happen inside the colloid? Inside the colloid, the entire thyroglobulin has now become a chain of MITs and DITs. पूरा थायरोग्लोबुलिन MITs और DITs का चेन हो गया है. तो once again, ये है colloid and ये है thyroglobulin. Thyroglobulin is made up of only tyrosine, and now it has formed MIT, or it has formed MIT, ये भी MIT, ये भी MIT, monoiodotyrosine, or it has formed diiodotyrosine. It has formed diiodotyrosine. It has formed diiodotyrosine. It has formed diiodotyrosine, which is DIT. And MITs और DITs का ये पूरा chain बन जाता है. The whole chain becomes MITs plus DITs. Now, what will happen next? Sir, उनके बीच में bonds है. Those bonds are broken by cleaving enzyme. Cleaving enzymes will break the bond. उसे cleave. Breaking is called cleaving. And cleaving enzymes will break the bonds. Cleaving enzymes will break the peptide bonds. So what will become free in the colloid? Free in the colloid, now we have DIT, we have DIT, we have MIT, we have MIT, we have MIT, we have DIT, we have MIT, we have DIT, and these are now free MITs and DITs. ये है DIT और ये है MIT. So entire colloid is now made up of MITs and DITs, monoiodotyrosine or diiodotyrosine. And now these MITs and DITs will couple with each other. They will couple. One DIT will couple with one MIT in the presence of coupling enzyme. So if you remember, तोड़ने वाला एंजाइम कौन था? क्लीविंग एंजाइम. और जोड़ने वाला एंजाइम कौन है? कपलिंग एंजाइम्स. And coupling enzyme will couple the MITs and DITs. And coupling will couple MIT and DIT or DIT plus another DIT. So DIT plus another DIT. So MIT plus DIT, monoiodo plus diiodotyrosine. What will monoiodotyrosine? Let's show it again. ये है DIT plus MIT और ये है DIT plus DIT. उनका कपलिंग हुआ. What will MIT plus DIT couple to form? MIT plus DIT will couple to form mono plus di will become tri. Mono plus di becomes tri iodo thyronine. Diiodo mono plus di becomes diiodothyronine, which now is called as T3 hormone. If you remember, T3 hormone banana था हमें, a monoiodotyrosine plus a diiodotyrosine forms a triiodothyronine, which is called as a T3 hormone. तो इस तरह से T3 hormone बन जाता है. And one diiodotyrosine couples with one diiodotyrosine to form a DIT plus DIT to form a di plus di become tetra iodothyronine. Tetraiodothyronine, which is called as T4 hormone. Tetraiodothyronine, also called as T4 hormone, and T4 hormone is now formed. इसे T4 hormone कहते हैं. T4 hormone in simple English is called as thyroxine. बन गया आपका thyroxine. What is thyroxine? Thyroxine is a diiodotyrosine plus diiodotyrosine to form a tetraiodothyronine to become a thyroxine hormone, also called as T4 hormone. तो दोनों हार्मोन बन गए T3 and T4. तो what does monoiodotyrosine plus diiodotyrosine, a mono plus diiodotyrosine form T3 hormone? And what does a diiodotyrosine plus a diiodotyrosine form a T4 hormone? What is T4 hormone also called as? Thyroxine. So thyroxine इस तरह से बन जाता है. And T4 hormone also called as thyroxine इस तरह से बन गया. And T4 or thyroxine is formed by diiodotyrosine plus diiodotyrosine, and its sister hormone called T3 is formed by monoiodotyrosine plus diiodotyrosine. So दो हार्मोन बन गए, and both the hormone T3 and T4 are stored in the jelly, in the colloid. T3 or T4 colloid. Normally, hormones are stored within a cell, but T3, T4 hormones are extracellular. They are not stored in the cell. they are stored in that jelly called colloid. And colloid में ये हुआ. Of course, sir, which hormone stimulated this entire process? This entire process was stimulated by thyroid stimulating hormone given by your pituitary gland. So pituitary gland ने secrete किया thyroid stimulating hormone, and thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates cuboidal cell to form that protein called thyroglobulin to form tyrosine, which enters in the colloid, and under action of pituitary gland thyroid stimulating hormone, the cuboidal cell में iodine gets converted into iodide, and iodide enters in that colloid, forms MIT, DIT, and coupled to form T3 and T4. And TSH stimulates this entire process. And where are T3 and T4 stored? In the colloid. So T3, T4 cells में नहीं होते हैं, they are stored extracellularly in the colloid. Sir, दो हार्मोन हो गए, T3 and T4. एक्चुअली तीन हार्मोन हो गए. तो सर पैराफॉलिकुलर सेल ने कौन सा हार्मोन सिक्रीट किया? थायरोकैल्सिटोनिन. और कोलाइड में कौन से हार्मोन हो गए? T3 and T4. So you have thyrocalcitonin, T3 and T4, a total of 3 hormones secreted by the thyroid gland. So T3 and T4 are in the colloid, and they are structurally different, but functionally they are the same. They have the same functions. तो दो हार्मोन बनते ही क्यों हैं? T3 is more effective than T4. As a matter of fact, जब T3, T4 ब्लड में जाएंगे और ब्लड से होते हुए टारगेट ऑर्गन के ऊपर पहुंचेंगे ना, टारगेट ऑर्गन के ऊपर T4 loses one iodide, and gets converted into T3, and T3 acts on the receptor. लो, हम लोग बोलते हैं थायराइड का मेन हार्मोन है T4, लेकिन T4 तो इनएक्टिव है. जब T4 टारगेट ऑर्गन पे पहुंचेगा, it loses one iodide, becomes T3, and who acts on target organ? T3. T3 acts on target organ. तो which is more important, T3 or T4? लॉजिकल बात है T3. T3 is acting on target organ. तो बनना कौन चाहिए ज्यादा? T3 बनना चाहिए ज्यादा, but T4 is produced 20 times more compared to T3. For every one T3 molecule, there are 20 T4 molecules produced. ये क्या बात हुई? T3 is more effective than T4. फिर भी बनता है T4 ज्यादा, 20 times more. And we say main hormone of thyroid gland is thyroxine. Why? Because T3 is more active. But T3, we remember, is monoiodotyrosine plus diiodotyrosine. इनका bonding जो होता है, this bonding is relatively weak bonding. Weak bonding होता है, and while passing in blood में पास होते हुए the bond may break, and as the bond will break, the T3 will break apart. So T3 is relatively unstable. T3 stable नहीं होता है. T3 is unstable, and that is the reason, because it is unstable because of weak bond between the MIT and DIT, वो टूट सकता है ब्लड में पास होते हुए, अनस्टेबल होता है. बट T4 made between two DITs. DITs के अंदर बॉन्डिंग बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है. एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्डिंग होता है. बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्डिंग द T4 is very stable. T4 is stable. Thyroxine is very stable. And because thyroxine is very stable, it is produced in a large quantity, 20 times more compared to T3. So T3 and T4 are structurally different, functionally same. And last lines, T3, T4 are structurally different. One is triiodo, other is tetraiodo. Structurally different, functionally same. Who acts on target organ? T3. But who is produced in greater amounts? T4. 20 times more compared to T3. Why? Because T3 is structurally unstable. Who is more stable? T4 is structurally more stable. So what does thyroid gland produce? More of T4, 20 times more than T3. And when it reaches target organ, T4 loses one iodide, becomes T3 and acts on the receptor of the target organ. Beautiful astrology. चलो ये interesting था. Next session very interesting when we study the functions of the thyroid hormone and disorders. You all have heard of it, goiter, exophthalmic goiter, etc. Beautiful, beautiful logic. बहुत मजा आएगा. चलो, I hope you have understood this today. See you soon.